Well, good evening, good afternoon, or even good morning, depending on wherever you may be in this world. My name is Derek, and this is the first installment of the Thoughts to Reality podcast. I myself am no stranger to making podcasts. I started podcasting in 2018, making YouTube videos a couple of years prior to that. So this is a very, very comfortable environment for me, especially since I do not have a camera all on my face. So I don't have to worry about, the pressure of how do I look or what's going on in the background. You don't know what's going on in the background because all you hear is audio. Okay. So we will utilize this time for me to just do a brief intro of myself, and then we will get into a topic for episode one because I don't want the first episode to just be me talking about me, but I actually have a topic that I want to share with each and every one of you. I understand that your time is valuable. It's very, very, it's actually the most important aspect that we possess. It's not your money, it's actually your time. So I don't want to waste anybody's time. I just want to utilize my time to give you all some insight and some wisdom on various different topics. Every episode that I produce for you all out there. Okay. So, just a little bit of background on me. I am 39 years old. I live in a city called Pensacola, Florida, which is in Northwest Florida. No, it's not near Tampa. No, it's not near Orlando. Disney World is not in my backyard. And no, I'm not near Miami. So there are no nude beaches here in Pensacola, Florida. I stay directly where a lot of you may know as the panhandle of Florida, right on the borderline of Alabama. So yeah, that's where I am. Military city, retirement city, uh, tourist city. We have a lot of people who come here to go to the beach. Pensacola Beach, clear waters, white sand. It's an okay city. It's okay. As I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate the slowness of the city because, after traveling to various different states and cities, I learned something about myself. I do not like fast cities. I don't like the noise. I don't like the metropolis stuff. I just, I can't. I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Chicago, Houston, Texas, Dallas. I've been to, quite a few cities, and I have pretty much decided to settle right where I am, unless God says otherwise, of course. So, I'm married. I've been with my wife. We've been married for 13 years, but we've been together for 21 years. So that is a long time to be looking at the same person, but we are very much happily married, very in love with her as she is with me. We have three children, 18 years old. I have one that just turned 10, and I have an 11-year-old as well. My 18-year-old graduated high school back in May. That was a very, very big milestone for him and for us as parents because he was our first, child to graduate high school. That's a really, really big deal. A lot of feelings and a lot of emotions came about during that time period. And, I'm just very, very proud of him, of course. So I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been in the profession for 15 years. I have a very strong passion for health and wellness and fitness and vitality. As I begin to approach the big 40 or the, middle age, middle portion of my life, I tend to take my health very seriously and try to teach and preach for other individuals to do the same exact thing, to care for themselves, take care of themselves. You really don't get a lot of chances after the age of 40. You can goof around in your 20s. In your 30s, your body definitely begins to talk to you and tell you, hey, you had better chill out, buddy, and do something different. But a lot of people don't see the warning signs, and unfortunately they tend to not do anything until the doctor says something like, hey, you are pre-diabetic, or you have high blood pressure, or you are prone for a stroke if you don't make some lifestyle changes. So in other words, my profession is to get people healthy, teach them how to eat and the effectiveness of exercise and taking care of themselves. So I think that this is something that everybody knows they should be doing, but unfortunately, the mass majority of society, at least in the United States of America, do not practice this. And it's statistically shown 9 out of 10 people are on some sort of prescription medication, and most of the population is overweight. So if you go to your local Walmart, you'll see that. If you go to the mall, you'll see that. If you just look around at your job, you'll see that most people are not in shape, and they are carrying some excess weight, in which can lead to a lot of health issues. So I spend the majority of my day fighting these things and trying to convince people to turn around and to do better. Please, please do better. Sometimes I'm successful. Other times there's just no getting through to people. So I'm a content creator as well. I make content on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. I'm pretty much all over the place, but I'm taking a little bit of a break from YouTube and um, one of my Instagram accounts, because uh, you can only do so much on these platforms, folks. When you are a father and you're a husband and you have a business and stuff like that, making content in various different places becomes very challenging, and you kind of have to figure out, like, where is my content being shown and where is it being appreciated the most. And currently, right now, TikTok seems to be the platform where most of my content is being seen and being appreciated. So I tend to focus on TikTok a lot more than those other platforms that I've named. So, but that is a small introduction about me. And as time goes on, I'm sure you all will have more questions regarding me. If there's any fitness related questions, I'll leave my email address in the description. And if you are interested in seeking me out for any professional fitness services online, then just hit me up and we can have a consultation and a conversation about you and your goals. Okay. So, intro done. This episode is going to be about utilizing our time in a way that benefits us. In other words, making the most of our time, folks. I don't know about you. Maybe about 15, nearly 20 years ago, I noticed that time just started to speed up. Like, I don't know if there's anything prophetic going on right now. I know there's always prophetic things going on, but as far as like time literally speeding up, I feel like it is. Like 60 seconds, we know to be a minute, but sometimes it feels like it's 30 seconds and then a minute goes by, 30 seconds and then a minute goes by. That's what I mean when I say I feel like time is just really, really going by fast. I remember like it was yesterday. I was in high school, and all of a sudden I was 25 years old. And then all of a sudden I was 35 years old, with 3 children. And now I'm about to turn 40 years old at the end of the year. It's crazy to me. But it's caused me to look at my life in hindsight and to really start to try to make time to do the things that I want to do. And I want to encourage anybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, whether you're a male or female, maybe you're older than I am, maybe you're younger, maybe around the same age. I want to encourage you to carve out time for yourself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you are like, well, that's kind of hard. I work 8 to 12 hours. I have kids. They play sports. They have homework and all you just name it. You name it. We are always giving ourselves to other people. Always acts of service. And no, I'm not saying this is a bad thing because your children, it's a given. You're supposed to take care of your kids. Yes. You're supposed to go to work, do your job. Yes. Help who you can. Sure. That's fine. But what about you? Let me ask you that question. Like, what about you? When was the last time that you did something for yourself? When was the last time you took a vacation or a staycation? When was the last time you bought something that you really wanted? When was the last time you just sat down and relaxed and enjoyed the evening? I found myself asking this question to myself a number of times, and I have some really good friends that are spread out across the country, one in Mississippi, one in Indiana, and another in Maryland. And we often talk about the importance of just self care and doing things to take care of ourselves. You work all the time, you give yourself to people all the time, but you do nothing for yourself. I don't know about you, but I for one don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to get to a point where I'm like 60 years old and I look back thinking about all of the time that I just did not invest in myself when I was in my 30s or in my 40s. I don't want to look back and say, "Man, I wish that I had a did this. I wish that I had a did that. I wish I had a made that investment in that business that the idea that kept coming to my mind. I wish that I had to take the time to sit down and write that book because I had a story to tell that I felt like other people needed to hear. I wish I had a started that podcast because there's so much I've been through. There's so many things I want to share with the world. I wish that I had traveled more because there were so many monuments I wanted to visit and so many food places I wanted to try. I wish that I had a did this. I wish that I had a did that. I wish. There are so many people who get to that age between 65, 70, even 80 years old when they're starting to come to the latter end of their life. They always say the same thing. I have regrets. I have regrets. I wish I had done better with my life when I was younger. I wish that I had did some of the things that made me happy, that brought me joy. It does make us feel happy or whole when we help others and we do things for others because when I help somebody and I see the smile on their face or the gratitude that they show, it actually does something for me. But at the same time, I don't think that we're supposed to just focus solely on that. I think we should be doing a mixture of helping people, but also doing things for us too, because I'm here to tell you that you matter. You absolutely matter. Okay. There are things in which make you happy that you're not doing. There are things that bring you joy that you're not making time for. Let me say something. Did you know that no one is going to make time for these things except for you? Your wife isn't going to make time, fellas. Your wife's not going to make time for you to do the things that you truly want to do. I know because I'm married and my wife, there is nothing she can do to make me do things for myself. Now, my wife loves me a lot and she always tells me two things. She says, you need to rest more. And the second thing is you need to do things without me. You need to get back to doing things that you enjoy, doing the things that make you laugh, doing the things that make you smile. I'm a gamer, right? I've been playing video games like my entire life. I played them all throughout my childhood, all throughout school, teenage years, my 20s. When I started in my fitness career, I was in my early 20s. And it was around that time period that I kind of started to taper back from the video games. And not I still play, but not as much as I used to because, like I said, my career just is very demanding, and that's way more important. But my wife, she knows me very well, and she knows that video games brings me joy, and it takes my mind off of a lot of stuff that I think about all the time. So it's like you need to get back to playing games. You need to get back to playing with your friends and stuff like that. All you do is work, 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 and handle business and stuff, which is, that's what men do. That's what we do. But at the same token, a lot of us men, that's all we do. Like we don't do anything for ourselves at all. And, a lot of guys walk around with this pissed off look on their face or either this tired expression like, "Oh, here we go again," just a very like stoic, unmotivated face that that guys tend to make. And ladies, you're not exempt either. I see a lot of you that are just worn out, slap tired all the time. Even you stay-at-home moms, you may not have like a job, like a place of employment, but you still have a job to do at home, like with the children, of course, kids. Oh my gosh. Like if you're listening to this and you have children, then you already know how stressful that can be, how much energy that can take away from you. You already know. And you all deserve time away as well. Like if you're a woman and you're listening to this, because I'm not just gonna sit here and just, give attention to the guys because I'm a guy, but I want to, address you women as well. Like if you're a stay-at-home mother, you definitely should have conversations with your husband and, tell them, listen, hey, I need a break. I need to do something. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of this house. I need to go and get some fresh air. I need to grab some lunch or some brunch with my girlfriends. I need to go and get my nails done. I need to get my hair done. I need to do some shopping. I need to do something to bring me some joy because check this out. Listen, turn up the volume. Get a notebook and write this down. When you do things that bring you happiness and joy, you live longer. Seriously, you live longer. I don't know the science behind it, but I just know that when you do things that bring you joy and happiness, you live longer versus not doing these things at all. Because stress begins to accumulate over time, and there's no alleviation whatsoever when you don't do something that you truly want to do. Carving out that time for yourself is so important. Even if you work 12 hours a day, even if you work 6 hours or 6 days a week, even if you have a house full of kids, like I'm trying to tell you that, me and my wife, like I said, we've been raising children most of our life. And, finally, our kids are at an age to where they don't need a babysitter. They don't need us every second of the day. My oldest son is 18. He does a very good job at taking care of his brothers. And, me and my wife, we can go out on dates as much as we want. We can stay out as long as we want. And this is a message to you young parents out there. Like, there's hope. Just give it some time. It gets better as time goes on. But at the same time, we still need that alone time for us and not with our partners. Not ladies, not with your husband, fellas, not with your wife, but that time for you. Okay. You came into this world by yourself. Rest assured that you will leave the world alone as well. Being alone is not a bad thing. Now, just being by yourself all the time, that's not a good thing either. But I do believe that being alone for a short time period, just so that you can focus on you and doing the things that you want to do, can definitely help how productive you are when you do get around people. I know individuals that say to me that they have to take a nap every day. Very hard for me to do, but I'm not going to dismiss the fact that if that is something that will help somebody's quality of life and how they perform, then I say go for it. I said go for it. Take your nap, sir. Ma'am, go ahead and take that nap, that power nap of 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever the case may be. You do what you got to do. All right. Um, Everyone's different. Some people would like to put puzzles together. Some people play little video, what is it? Mobile games on their phone. Like just write down the things that you enjoy and then try to do your best to carve out time to do it. We're not robots. We're not stoics. We're not androids. We have interests. We have things in which we love to do, and it's important that we do these things. Now, are you going to get to do this every day? I don't want to say no, but I also don't want to say yes. I guess it's really going to depend on who you are, your schedule, what you currently have going on in your life. Like there's a lot of like factors that need to be taken into consideration as to how often you can do things for yourself every day. But I really do believe that we should be making a certain amount of time for ourselves every single day, because dealing with people is hard. All right. Dealing if you got children, dealing with your kids is hard. If you work, then dealing with people that you customers is hard. Dealing with employers is hard. Bosses, dealing with employees, that's hard. It's challenging. Every time you step out into the world, you're giving a portion of your time and yourself to other people, but yet you don't give any time to yourself. Does that make sense? Is this ringing the bell for somebody out there? Like, hey, you make time for yourself. It's some of you will say it's easier said than done, but you only have so much time. Do you remember what I said in the beginning of this podcast? That time, the acceleration of time just seems to be moving at a fast rate. Like, do you remember when you were a teenager, how long ago that was and how it doesn't seem like it was that long ago? That's exactly the way it's going to feel when we hit 60 years old. We're going to be like, wow, I just remember I was 35. I just remember I was 40. I for one, don't want to wait to get to that point to have any regrets. I'm personally trying to live my life without any regrets whatsoever. I'm trying to do everything that I truly want to do. Do I always get to do that? No. But I try my darndest to do it. I literally try very, very hard to do the things that bring me joy. In fact, after I'm done with this podcast, I am going to turn around and I'm going to turn on my PlayStation 5, right? I'm going to play Dragon Quest. I know some of you are like, what the heck is that? Like, well, don't worry about what it is. It's a game that I enjoy, that I want to beat, and I'm going to take my time with because number one, I don't have to go to bed early because I don't work on Sundays. Number two, I'm not waking up very early tomorrow. Number three, I told you playing video games brings me happiness and it brings me joy. Some of you may not understand that. Some of you may not like video games, and that's okay. Maybe you're a sports head and you love to watch football. Maybe you love to watch basketball, tennis. I don't know. Maybe you like to go out bowling. I know some ladies that like to play kickball. One of my clients is a part of an adult kickball team, and she really enjoys it. She just had her championship game yesterday, so I don't know how the heck they did. I hope they did well, but I wish her well. But she's still living life and not being a slave to the fact that she has to work. Her kids are adults. She doesn't have to worry about that part. She's just doing her right now. So, and some of you out there, everything that I'm saying right now is just completely irrelevant. Like, you are a beast when it comes to making time for yourself, and you don't let anybody take that away from you. And if you are one of those people, let me tell you something. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I need to learn from you. A lot of us need to learn from you. And that is what's up. Okay. But if you're somebody out there, or like what I would like to say, the majority of people, and you struggle in this area, I got one word for you: intentionality. Intentionality. It sounds crazy, right? It's going to sound crazy, but it'll make sense, and it'll be the only way that you get to do something that you really want to do. So you're going to have to start literally scheduling the things that you want to do. Like, if you want to go for a hike, look on your schedule and see what time can you go for a hike, what day and what time, how much time can you spare, write it down, and then make it happen. Want to play some video games? Look at your schedule. Oh, you're free at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. Cool. Sit down for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or however much time you feel like you need, and play some video games. If you like to draw, then carve out some time that you can sit down and draw. I would definitely recommend turning off your phone when you do that, because a lot of us, I know I do, and a lot of people can't seem to put their phones down. And it's very hard for you to be into the moment and actually enjoy whatever it is that brings you happiness when you're constantly looking at your phone and constantly looking at social media. Like, you need to put that away. Put it away. Turn it off at that. I know it's hard. I get it. Our smartphones have become an external part of our body, and we feel like we cannot live without them. But just know that once upon a time, we did live without them, and we didn't have Apple Watches. We didn't have Apple nothing. We had Macintosh. Now, if I'm not showing my age now, I don't know what to tell you. Like, Macintosh. Now they just call it Mac. So, but yeah, make your time your time. Do not make it don't make it divided. Let it be undivided for yourself. Okay. Tell your friends, hey, I am unavailable on this day at this time, so give me my space. Tell your partner the same thing. I'm unavailable at this time. Give me my space. And if they love you, they'll respect that. Like, if I told my wife, hey, babe, Saturdays from 8 p.m. to 11, that's my time. You know what she's going to say? Okay, cool. she's gonna go and get on her computer and, I don't know, play games or do work on something for her with her business, or maybe sit down there and watch some silent films. She watches a lot of silent films. She watches Twilight Zone. She watches all of that different type of stuff. So I'm not really into that, but I'll watch it if she wants me to watch it. So, but yeah, just you're gonna have to tell the people that you care about that, hey, my time is valuable, and I'm running out of time. Did you know we're all running out of time? Even babies are running out of time. Everyone is running out of time. Time is your most valuable asset, folks. Utilize it wisely. Utilize it in a way that brings you happiness and joy. Utilize it in a manner to where you feel productive, because you can't get it back. When 30 minutes goes by, that 30 minutes will never come back again. Never. You're just moving on. You just have to move on to the next 30 minutes and then hope that you make smart choices with that 30 minutes. Some people do, some people don't. I mean, I guess it really depends, who you are. Okay. So we have reached the end of episode 1 of the Thoughts to Reality podcast. I am so excited to continuously bring these informative episodes to you all, these thought provoking conversations that need to be had. And I do definitely intend on bringing more hard conversations and to give you all some wisdom and some insight as to, how we can just be more productive, how we can be more effective, and how we can actually just make the most out of our lives. There's a quote, I'm pretty sure you've heard it. Some people are not living, they're just simply existing. And if you're here on earth, God created you, of course, and is giving you gifts, giving you talents. You definitely need to be utilizing those talents and those gifts. You need to be doing something to bring yourself some happiness, something to bring yourself some joy, because you could be gone tomorrow. I'm just saying, I could be gone tomorrow, and it is what it is. All right, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for giving me your ear. Hopefully, I've gotten you through a little bit of your workday, or maybe a drive on the way home, or maybe you're doing some walk in the neighborhood and doing some cardio, or whatever the case may be. I just thank you so much for your love and thank you very much for your support. More episodes to come. Once again, my name is Derek, and this is Thoughts to Reality. God bless you, and I will see you, or you'll hear me in the next episode. Peace.